Bled Island, where we will take a boat, Pletna boat. Pletna comes from the Austrian word which means platen, which means flat boat. And here comes
No. No. For that you have to go to Venice. No worries.
Socks. I have great shoes. My socks are dry, right? So it is sometimes. Not more.
We have 3 border collie dogs on the farm. How many? 3 border collie dogs. There's herding dogs.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So there's 3 dogs and 2 Mexicans to watch me.
Oh, I wouldn't joke. I've been to Mexico City.
Robert,
What?
give directions.
Could you please stop standing up because the security of all us is really important. A year ago, the whole group just went over because one guy stood up and he wanted to take a picture and he fell off, and then the oarsman started saying, "Stop, I will take care of him." But the whole group who was on the boat wanted to help him, and everybody went to one side of the boat and they just flipped over. So please.
It's the group's fault and not the individuals.
Of course, it was. So he won't move. It's Tito's tea house in a couple of minutes.
So what is that house now? I'm sorry.
It's a 4-star hotel.
Don't shake the boat.
Really fancy. He was just rocking the boat.
The guy just rocking it. It wasn't tipping it. It'll take a lot more.
Look, it's starting to appear.
Oh,
Slowly.
Oh, yeah.
Tito's tea house.
his what house? Tea house?
Tito.
Tea.
You remember Tito?
We clearly found our level. Is that a watchtower?
No, it's a Tito's tea house. Tea house.
Yeah.
In Italy to make this bell in 1534, and that bell was brought from Padua here and placed in the church. So from there on, they say, you know, in the summertime, I see some people standing in line and just, just ringing the bell, and they don't know the whole story, because the story goes that your wish will come true only if you're pure at heart. Just that you know that. So now it's your turn to ring the bell. And here I want to show you, before you start, I want to show you that fresco of the circumcision of Jesus. And it's the one on the right hand side. That's one of the few frescoes where Jesus is still depicted. The circumcision of Jesus. For example, this is a typical example of Baroque gilded altar. It was built in 1747, but this church is way older than that. How do you know that? The bell tower is from 1465. And you know, Gothic churches, they have a bell tower separated from No. It's Warden Church. Here they have weddings, and lately, besides Roman Catholic weddings, they started to produce Protestant. So finally, the church started really giving themselves a time. No, that's not it's still there. And the priest, he also sometimes the whole that was religious.
Yay! You made it!
Am I the last of the group?
Yes.
I'm the slowpoke?
That's an easier way to get less steps, no?
Oh, it's the same. It's the same. Here you can go all around it.
We're going all the way around?
Oarsmen who are doing this profession, they come from the village which is over there in the back, and traditionally they are the only ones who can do this profession. Nobody else can do this rowing on the island. And those parts of the land are theirs. For example, that building over there, you see that white one? That one belongs to one really rich businessman. He doesn't live there. He comes here only when he has his events, and he organizes an event, and only for that occasion he comes here. Then other than that, there are a couple of buildings around the lake which are government owned, and a couple of private houses. But prices of those houses, 2, 3, 4 million euros, which is really expensive. But not that smooth. So those who were really good, I grabbed a lot of things.
But I'm glad it's snowing. Anyhow. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Točno to, ja.
I mean, look how this looks.
Ne, imam 10 plus 2, ker to sem kar navedel do zadnjega dneva. Tako da 10 plus 2, pa zmenili smo klasično kosilo, ampak za sladico pa pol krešnice. Ja, je to v redu? Ej, super. Ja, približno krok. Ok, hvala, adijo. You wanted Bled cream cake, right? For
It was all done like that. First, they assembled everything with removable letters, one by one, letter by letter. Then, of course, you can make many copies of that. Really good. Go ahead, go ahead. Like that? Yeah. It's a good exercise.
What's he doing? Right hand down?
Just spread. Good. Yeah. It looks like this. Yeah, you can make it with your name and family name. A picture of Bled, of course. So for everything that we print here, we still produce our own paper from cotton and wood. And then the official stamp to make it official.
Too much stuff on my refrigerator.
middle. Strong. Yeah, for 5 minutes. That was laughing. It's just 5 seconds. Time flies here. And that's it.
We used to produce the weapons and armor of the Roman legions. Later on, when the Slavs came, they were basically farmers, and we lost a lot of that technology until we started with an amazing equal opportunity employment system around here called slavery. So men, women, and children from the age of 8 onwards, they used to produce the nails that hold Venice together. So about 2,000 nails per person per day, that was just the minimum for them to get enough food to survive. We used to have thousands and thousands of smiths around here, providing for all the timber that we cut bare from this region as well. That was actually my great-granddad and granddad. So his quota from the age of 8 onwards was 2,000 a day just to get enough food to survive. God forbid if they wanted something sensible like shoes for the youngins, they'd be fucked completely. Nowadays, however, since factories make nails, we make things that factories can't, which is called artistic blacksmithing. This is what you see here on the castle and around town. Please don't look at me, I'm the boring thing in this shop. Look at the things we've made, much more interesting.
Could you show us one of those nails from the old times?
Yeah, sure. You've got a few of the big ones behind you. The smaller ones I've got here, so different sizes. So basically, these little teeny tiny ones, those were usually made by the kids. They were for hob boots. So they were the bottom part of the shoes for the Austro-Hungarian forces. And simply because everything you see over there, well, you can't see shit today because of the weather, it used to be the First World War front for the Austro-Hungarian Italian side, so we provided all of their shoes as well. They were different sizes, so basically just little small tacks and normal nails and big ones. The biggest one was 73 centimeters. It was meant for pylons, simply because you needed something to bind all of the wood underwater. You're not in this either. American cartoons anyway, and it gives us a good vocabulary. And then when you figure out that the Americans are slightly boring to drink with since they're used to 2% beer and the Irish are used to proper whiskey, you pick up an Irish accent.
So you made this?
Yeah. Well, this is actually one of my favorite ones to explain. It starts off life as this. So basically this, the bodywork is this, the wings we board weld on, and the arms and legs we rivet on. Literally handmade, because the whole thing, you can see here, these are our finger marks here. So we literally mold it with our own hands. Takes about 2 people about 2 weeks of work.
2 weeks?
Yeah, give or take. Well, and beating it with a hammer, they tend to wiggle around a bit, so you know, you need 2 people to keep it stable.
I've often imagined that.
Start working in tourism, you'll picture it a lot more.
Well, with the alcoholism.
Pardon, I didn't hear you.
How much alcohol involved with making that?
Afterwards. We usually don't smith it drunk, because otherwise, you know, accidents tend to happen.
Yes, you don't do that drunk, right?
It depends on which one we were making. This one is actually a tribute to alcoholism. This one is made in one of our most difficult projects, and it's made from completely melted beer cans, being the symbol of the brewery Lashko. So we first needed to consume the alcohol, so we got the beer cans, so we melted it, so we made this. So this was actually my great-granddad's project and my granddad's.
Is Henry II, the Emperor of Holy Roman Empire, and he also has a halo. Why do both of them have halos? Because both of them became saints. And they lived in white marriage, which means?
Not constant.
Exactly. They didn't have any sexual intercourse or... And... unbelievable. But Kunigunde at the same time was one of the most educated women of the 11th century. So she was quite a smart woman, but they were just giving away their property to church and everybody in general, which I read a couple of stories about her, and they said in her presence there were actually miracles happening. So she was really special. Then I heard one really nasty story that why they were living in white marriage, because supposedly Henry II was gay. Supposedly. Which I don't know. This is just one source. Nobody knows that for fact. So.
Sir, are these original? Are these?
Yes, these are original from
Really?
16th century.
11th century.
No, 16. The chapel is from 16th century.
16th century. That's.
So tell me the second was he part of the Habsburg?
No, they came later. No, yeah. Habsburgs came in 11th and 12th century.
So hello and welcome in our gingerbread workshop. This is a living museum, so you can see here how we make this gingerbread in our very old Slovene traditional way. This is one of the oldest crafts in Slovenia. First was mentioned in 14th century, and for our house is typical from 1766 when the first gingerbread workshop was opened. The production lasted till the end of 19th century, then was stopped for more than 100 years. So 13 years ago we start again, and this equipment, you can see it here, all the knowledge and the recipe, all that, we got it from one family from northeast of Slovenia. The picture of this family is here on this wall. What are you picturing? Yeah, of course, yeah. So first to make a dough, the main ingredients are flour, cinnamon, cloves and honey. There is no eggs, no butter, no yeast. A dough needs to rest around 10 days, and after 10 days we roll it on this device, which is 60 years old. Oops. Friday 14. Okay, and here we cut in different shapes with cutters, maybe hearts, and then we bake them in that white oven, which is more than 50 years old. After 1 day, we color them in red, which is typical for this area. The red color is made by food color, gelatina and water. And after 1 day, we continue with decoration. Decoration is made by starch and sugar. So it takes around 2 weeks to make one gingerbread heart, for example. So in old traditional times, gingerbread hearts, they used to be a love gift, so the young men bought for a girl to express their feelings, especially before the weddings. So gingerbread heart has also symbolic meaning. The heart is the symbol of love. Red color means passion, yellow bow endless, green grass and flower growth and development. And the mirror in the middle means you're the only one in my heart. And also parents bought for the children these gingerbreads. Typical was horses for the boys and dolls for the girls. So it was a toy and a sweet at the same time. So our gingerbread is edible for about 6 months. But the most of the people, they buy it as a souvenir, and as a souvenir you can keep it for decades, but you need to keep it in dry place, not in front of the sun. For example, on this wall over there, we have more than 40 years old gingerbread hearts. The restaurant, which is upstairs, is the oldest restaurant in this town. It was opened in 1822. The name of the restaurant is Slate Star, which means gingerbread maker, and the symbol of the house is the heart, which is the most popular and famous shape for this old craft you can see it here. So nowadays we still make these gingerbread hearts for for different occasions. It can be gifts for weddings, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, can be protocol gift, business gift, and of course touristic souvenir from our country. On 6th of December we also make Saint Nicholas and the Devil. Devil is for naughty children, Saint Nicholas is for the good one.
Take several devils.
Here we have also the plain gingerbread. If you like just to taste them, I recommend this one here. They are fresh one. In this drawer here we have old cutters around 100 years old. For example, old pictures we have in the second one. And we produce also ornaments for Christmas tree, for example. And over there we have also magnet. This is also gingerbread. And if you would like, you can also order some heart with the name on it. Like this one here. The price is $6.01 dry, but you can pick it up after lunch.
Now, when you dry them, should you keep them in the plastic or let them sit out?
No, when we color them, yeah, well, they are not in plastic. If it needs to dry, then we put in plastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Zero. Okay.
Of red.
Right here. Well, I better keep this.
Ta gospod, ki pa tle pa šel glih na WC, pa ne vem kva. Ne, kar pustam mu, bom jaz natočil. Ja. Hvala. Have you seen wooden skis there on the... Make a toast to all of you. Thank you very much for making my job way easier, except Roger. And as we say in Slovenia, na zdravje, and I wish you safe travel to Croatia and further. Na zdravje. David asked for a Diet Coke. This is how you see the true color of the wine. Then, of course, then you put it on the table and roll it around. So the whole, exactly the right term. It opens up, and only then, and then you have some jugs where you're supposed to spit it out. I don't know why people do that.
I never do that.
Me neither.
So you don't get drunk or get all
I know.
What a waste. But it's a waste, yeah. No,
Well, once we were doing wine tasting, and the guy who was presenting wines was having samples as we were. You know, at the end he was just like, "This wine is really, really good," and we were just laughing. You know.
Been doing that all day long.
Well, probably. Quite a few British people came to live here.
Yeah, sauerkraut.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I recognize it from the Olympics.
Yes, you're really good.
Winter Olympics, yeah.
Daruję rozbosa, nevrakne sosed ból, nevrakne sosed ból.
Hold on.
Na zdravje!
Anyway, this woman lives right there in the Carolinas, and I don't know how many times that her
Oh,
house
and
was
this
flooded. And she said, no.
this is Tartini from Piran, the greatest violin player of Slovenia.
I knew some people many years ago who were pastors in Mississippi. I told them their house had been blown away 3 times.
Is it really? Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, he's not getting out, but he's healing again, and they're never gonna stop.
And you will see how it melts in your mouth. It actually just disappears.
So you gotta shake it to make sure it's fresh.
Wow.
It wobbles.
It has to. It has to.
Yeah, that is so fresh.
Yep.
Yep. This was today's. This was made this
today.
morning.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
After 1976.
Oh, so I've seen it up.
Yeah. It's real bright. Yeah, it was warm, but that was the way it was. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So what's this little boy statue?
This is a statue of Josephine Hochevar, and she
Oh, she.
and her husband, they were really wealthy people, but they didn't have any children. So as you can see, this young boy on the right hand side, he has a school bag.
Is she carrying a baby?
Oh,
No, that's a child.
Well, the child is carrying a baby.
no, she's got a instrument.
Wow.
So she's got a cameo
Yeah.
up here. So what's that mean? The cameo.
Da, mi idemo, dolazimo za 5 minuta. Ok, hvala.
Where do you live in the city? You said you live in the city?
Queen City, Queen Village.
Queen Village.
Anyway, the people of this town, they built a monument to her because she gave a lot of money to poor children so they could be able to go to school.
Okay.
So they were able to go to school.
Oh, that's neat.
I live in
Cool.
Cheltenham, which was in the Northeast.
Did you retire and go down to the Carolinas?
No? Shall we? It was not a bad meal, right?
Oh, that was a good meal.
It was not a bad light meal.
Well, I thought it was a great meal. I thanked her for it. Anything is better than my cooking. Mine. Oh, God.
You should marry me. I'm a good cook.
I'll tell you, my cooking is for the birds.
Oh, you mean quantities?
No, I just couldn't get it all together. You know, like he had potatoes and sauerkraut.
Direct.
I couldn't get the whole meal together. Get all the couple of years, but I could get it all together.
Okay, so what? That's one big cake pan.
Yes, it is. But it's for real Slovenian pastry, which is called potica.
Potica?
And look at this antique shop. On the left hand side you have a weird alien, and on the right hand side Mary with Jesus.
That's E.T. E.T. phone home.
Watch out! Yeah, watch out for the car.
Well, yes, when I go by.
Yeah.